Hey, sleepyheads, be sure to set up that shotgun right next to your front door so if the mailman comes, he gets his head blown off, and put that little girl inside the wall. We're ready to go with Sleepy Hollow, Season 4, Episode 9, Child's Play.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
It's the only thing with the puppet coming to attack
This is perfect.
me.
But that was a hardcore puppet.
It's made of blanket from when I was a baby.
But it's a strong blanket.
It's a strong blanket.
It's a strong blanket.
It's like
it's a tough blanket.
It wasn't even like maybe this was like the puppet she was drawing at all. It was like, let's take a WWE wrestler and wrap him in latex pillow fabric and have him attack people.
But
It was terrifying.
It was kind of like, because I'm thinking Mr. Stitch. I'm like, oh, Mr. Stitch is gonna look like kind of like happy but be kind of mean. I was like, yo, Mr. Stitch has been in the gym,
Right?
I'm like, Mr. Stitch is not playing.
I feel like we needed a scene of ICHABOD being like, I've looked it up and it looks like Mr. Stitch is actually the name of a poet back in 18th century France who, if somebody tattled on their friends, he killed them, as the saying goes. Snitches get stitches.
Tight zoom. It's like snitches get stitches.
Guys, thank you for tuning in. We're talking Season 4, Episode 9, entitled Child's Play.
Ooh.
We're gonna be breaking it down pretty quickly today because if we're gonna look at this from an episode, we can talk a lot about.
Yes.
If we're gonna look at this from like overall story development, there's 3 sentences. Dreyfus wants to be Molly's
Daddy.
like father figure.
Yes.
Dreyfus has been targeting Molly for a while with his tech company and everything, putting hexes inside of her iPads or whatever you want to call
I
it.
have no idea how that doesn't come with a lawsuit, but go ahead.
And Molly is having trouble kind of adapting to being a witness.
Yeah.
I mean, those are like
She's
the
going
3
through the
things.
motions.
Those are kind of the 3 things. The sub things,
Yes.
because we have the main things and the sub things, because I'm using the word thing. The sub things would be that the library,
or the history of the
the
library.
history of the library encompassed 2 other agents, one of them of which died, and the other one went insane running from evil and died in her house after booby trapping only the front door with a shotgun.
Well, the back door probably had like a bear trap or something.
Yeah,
too.
maybe.
You know,
Must have had something.
Yeah.
And another sub thing is that Molly and Diane's relationship was on the rocks, which made sense judging by everything that happened in the previous episodes. So that was that made sense with the character. And then like sub things. Let's get into the sub things.
Alex and her relationship with being more than just a librarian.
Yeah.
And also Jake's relationship with being more than just a librarian. I think both of them are going about it differently. Because you have Alex, who's kind of like, she doesn't want to say it, but I think she's a little more scared. Because, you know, for all this time, she's been like, hey, you know, come in here. I kill 8 hours. They pay me. I go home. And now...
Yeah, now they're like all
it's a
in.
little more intense.
So everyone in the chat is mentioning the elephant in the room right now. And no, not me, because I've gained weight since season 1. They're mentioning the fact of how ridiculously pedophilic Dreyfus came off this episode. He straight up wanted to, like, kidnap and do stuff.
It was weird because it was dark out there. She was by herself. They were in the alley. It just...
I think you want to call me daddy.
She was like, so how do I know you?
How do I know you? I've been
Notice
monitoring.
He never answered that question. He was like, I know things about
I've been monitoring your progress for... Like, you say that to a girl who's, like, a preteen, like, about to, like go through puberty. It's like,
progress?
I've been monitoring
What does
your
that even mean?
progress.
Like,
the
they
only
could've
thing that could have made it creepier would be, like, hand motions.
Like, if he would have stuck in the word academic process.
Yeah.
Then he could have been like, you're a real smart
But then he
girl.
makes it worse. It's like, you've got lots of talents. You're creative. I really admire that.
Imagine him saying that to someone who just finished performing on stage. I'll just say that.
Right?
And then you're like, whoa. It's like, it becomes a whole different conversation. I've been monitoring your performance. like peaches. No. It's like, see, it becomes a different conversation, but with a little kid, it's just like, it's dark out here and it's Sally and we're by ourselves. Let's not do this.
It's like you have the guys who go kidnap children into their white vans, and then you have Dreyfus who walks up to the child and is just overtly creepy, basically screaming, "I'm gonna kidnap you."
Yeah.
By the way, did you see me in the future yet? Because I saw you in the future,
I saw you.
and you're still looking pretty young.
Yo, she was looking amazing for being in the future. I don't know how far the future. Maybe this is like next year's future, but I'm assuming there was a couple of years to get to that point, and it really wasn't. She didn't look like she aged too much.
We interrupt this message for a message from Holly. You know that thing about witnesses? I keep getting older, they stay the same age. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Like, well, that was kind of weird that she was still super young in the future, and Ichabod's all scraggly, scarred Ichabod.
Yeah, the only thing I can guess is maybe she got he gave her the immortality too, maybe, but then she would, I guess, have to like drink his blood or something, and that puts it into a whole nother weird area. So yeah, let's just leave that one alone.
I saw the future again, Job. And what did it say? It was amazing. I wasn't alone. Job's like, who was there? It was the most wonderful 11-year-old. Job's like, I'm going to be getting your soul soon.
Yeah, let's go on and let's just go on and take
Let's just hurry this up.
Yeah, but speaking of Job, he looked a little happy when he had that hammer. He was about to like hit him with them. He was like, I hope you find what you want. He looked a little too happy with the hammer. He's like, I've been waiting to hit you with a hammer so long.
Yeah, and
He's like, I'm about to bring the pain up in here. But
let's just try to make these visions come faster by bleeding out my back.
yeah, that was weird, but I mean, hey, he said he did the research, and this is how visions come faster. So, he knows more than I do.
Yeah,
because
so
I'm not doing that.
Story development is, excuse me. Molly's concerned that her life is going to be all like monsters and stuff now, and she's never going to have a normal moment. And while she's concerned about that, she talks to Ichabod and thinks about her old imaginary friend, then sings this really creepy song, which is meant to comfort children, and summons Stitch, Mr. Stitch. We learn that she summoned Mr. Stitch because there was a hex within her little tablet thing, because it was created by Dreyfus Industries and sent to the schools. Still don't really get why it went after her teacher when it was her mom she was angry at.
Well, I guess her teacher she was angry with too.
I guess a little bit.
Because of course it goes off of the most, I guess, basis impulses or whatever. And, I guess at that time, that day, he kind of upset her or whatever.
Yeah.
But Mr. Stitch does not play around.
Was that teacher
man.
trying to get at her mom a little bit? Or was that like a normal teacher thing?
Okay, look. Let's
who
not
wouldn't
mince
try to get
words.
at her? But
Agent Thomas, she's okay. All right, she looks all right. So maybe he's a single teacher.
Michael Young is a married man, so let me translate that. Agent Thomas is fine, and that teacher knows it. And he got leverage in terms of Molly.
He yo, you want your daughter to get an A?
You better let me get that A. Okay.
All right.
This got really bad. We're back. We're back
to Sleepy Hollow.
This is
We're
another.
Cut that, Mark. Cut that. Edit it. Go for it. And here we go.
This has been a presentation of the misogynistic Sleepy Hollow After Show. I apologize.
But I mean,
sorry, I was channeling Holly there for a second.
They're two young-ish people. They're single. He sees her come up. So he's interested.
Voice raise a little octaves.
Yeah. Hashtag don't tell my wife.
So, deal breaker. Is it a deal breaker if you ask a girl out and then a gigantic sock puppet comes and beats the shit out of you?
Yeah. If a gigantic sock puppet comes and throws you through the chalkboard or whatever the little whiteboard that he had, yeah, you might want to back off that relationship just a little bit.
Yeah, deal breaker.
Yeah.
I guess that is a deal breaker.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, that's going on. The sock puppet managed to trip the alarm in the catacombs that they have walked through several times since the beginning of the season and not tripped this alarm.
They didn't trip it because they're not evil stuff. So
True.
they're just, regular people kicking
But
it.
other evil stuff has walked through there.
Good point. Yeah.
But anyway, it trips the security features of the library, and it turns into basically a fortress where it allows the safekeeping and starving to death of the people it's meant to protect. Because it's a library, not a kitchen.
Yes.
So Ichabod and Molly are stuck in there. Ichabod's trying to move this bookshelf that has hundreds of books on it, and I'm thinking to myself, like, get the books off of it. And then they're like, finally, oh, we should move the books off. I'm like, okay, thank you. I was hoping we were going to find something cool, like we would move it aside and like be like, oh my God, what's this? That might not even have anything to do with today's story.
True.
The monster of the week today. But then we find out that there is a exhaust port in the Death Star that's roughly 3 meters wide that only Molly can fit through.
Yeah. It's almost like shooting womp rats. But Molly can get through it. But they don't find something special. But Jake on the outside finds something special. He finds this extra kind of like seal, because I can't think of the word right now. So he finds the extra seal. They're like, oh, let's see who put it here. It's Diana. She looks it up. Hey, someone who used to work here way back in the day, who leads us to Claudia Jones. No, not Jones. Claudia something. But we go to her house and we find out that she was a little paranoid.
That grainy video was scarier than anything else in this episode. Because the whole time I'm watching that video, like, it's so grainy that her facial features could have changed and I wouldn't have known it. Like, I wanted something, like, really creepy in that.
And I was sucked into that video because I was like,
what's gonna happen?
No, there's a deeper history to the library. Like, that's cool to me. Like, I hope that she has more videos that we can watch, like, not like every episode watch, but maybe like, refer to a video, like maybe there's a cache of videos in her attic or something where she's talked about, every day being held up in there, because we don't know who Michael is and what Michael did to get killed, or they said they've been keeping the city safe for years. Who knows the adventures that they went on, which could, help inform on how to stop Dreyfus or something like that. So I was really sucked into that video. I thought it was a really good way to kind of like add a little more lore to what our team is into. So A+ on the video. A+ on the video.
Yeah, I would have liked something creepy happening in a little bit more.
Yeah. It would have been nice to see like maybe something flicker, or maybe like a strange shadow in the back or something. Because when she said like evil always finds the way, maybe like seeing something like, move or something like that, may, to help inform on her paranoia, because she died with a gun in her hand. Like
well, technically she died with a gun in the ceiling, aiming at the door.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. She was very paranoid. Whatever they did, or whatever they stopped, or whatever they tricked or trapped or whatever, she did not die peacefully.
They laid this breadcrumb this episode, so I'm hoping they don't just drop it and never speak of it again.
Yes,
because they've been known to sometimes do that, and I would really like to.
Sometimes
they've been known to do that every season.
Yes.
Zizification says, I thought Mr. Stitch was going to help Molly with pulling the last stick. Lisa Garza says, I thought her skeleton was going to come to life. Courtney Lovett, so did you guys like or dislike the episode? I'm getting the vibe you didn't like it very much.
I liked it. Yeah, I thought it was cool.
The first thing when I came in the studio, I was like, well, this will be a quick show. And Michael's like, well, this will be a long show. We have very different opinions on this episode.
That's what happens. He's like, this is going to be fast. I was like, this is going to take a long time.
I think this one changed the pacing of the season a little bit because we've been so fast. And this kind of seemed like 50 minutes of filler with 5 minutes of story that pertains to what's actually happening.
Yeah, I mean, we learned about tangential things. So we didn't particularly drive the story forward, but we did, kind of like inform on our characters and how they're feeling at the time.
I feel like what I needed to tie this episode together was something at the end with Molly on her phone, and then something on the back of the phone with the ED logo, or the DE logo. Something so that it wasn't just the tablet with a hex, like maybe he's been surrounding her entire technological environment with these hexes or something. Yeah. Just because, like, right now it's like, oh, they found it, now it's away from her, so how is she going to use her powers again?
Well, I'm sure because he said he's been like watching her for a while. So you're probably right. It's probably something on her laptop or something like that or whatever else. I would definitely do a complete like tear down of all her tech now.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that doesn't get recalled from the school system pretty much immediately.
So
like Homeland Security should have made a call on that.
So something that we haven't talked about yet is, what do you think of the scene from the future with Molly and Dreyfus?
I didn't know how to take it because all of the time I'm trying to see Molly in the place she is now because she looks exactly the same. So looking the same, I can't see what happens to make that jump, except where he says that she needs a father figure. Maybe that's how he kind of like twists her mind, but I don't see why Ichabod can't be that father figure for her. Or maybe what happens with their relationship to split them up or something, because it is kind of weird that she didn't seem to be under duress. She didn't seem to be
She seemed to be
scared of
happy.
him. Yeah, she seemed like it was just a normal day hanging out with Dreyfus in the crazy future. So I wasn't too... It was weird to see Molly like that. I didn't know how to take it. I thought it was cool, but I didn't know how to take it. And then I started wondering if this is a like an alternate future. Like, say, every time you look to the future, since things are constantly changing, could this be another possible future that hasn't yet happened?
So one of the things that I've kind of thought about with this is that Dreyfus is getting visions of the life he deserves. Because that was the deal with the devil, is he gets the life he deserves. So it doesn't necessarily mean that he will get that, and it doesn't necessarily mean that that is the future. It's just, I think what's crossing over is his deal with the devil and his immortality is turning into this weird thing where it's channeling what's the life he deserves and what's the life he's going to get. Because, like, originally, if you sell your soul to the devil, you're not going to be immortal, so you're just going to kind of become rich and beyond belief and then die, and then your soul's gone. But if you look at him as an immortal now, if he's channeling the dark powers of prediction in terms of let's predict what his life should be and what he deserves, then it would be an overtly positive thing in his mind.
Yeah, which may talk about the difference between the first vision, he was completely alone, and then this vision, he's not. And Sissification said, Joe better watch out because Dreyfus might get rid of him because he's not in any of the future visions, which is a good point. He's not. Which I wonder if Job is going to switch sides. Because once again, we could tell Job isn't really down with the whole team creation thing, whatever Dreyfus is doing. And then Job looked a little too happy when he hit him with that hammer. Like, he looked real. He was like, I hope you get what you want. Oh, yeah. He was, like, really excited to hit him with that.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and throw out a prediction here. If you guys are watching, please hit that thumbs up if you're enjoying the show. Thanks, Neil, or Mark, for being on it. One of the things that I want to say is, because now that we've talked about it, I want to put it out there. He's not actually in the future sitting with Molly. Just as Ichabod in the vision turned around and could interact with Molly, that is a vision of Molly in her own vision meeting him and drawing him.
Okay.
So he is alone in that vision. He's just seeing the astral projection of Molly having her own vision.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense? Because
So he's still, no matter what, he's still going to end up alone.
Yeah, because she's the same age, and this is obviously in the future.
Yeah.
I think that they talk to her about who he is, and she says that, well, she was seeing Ichabod and this symbol, and she saw that symbol with him, whatever, the two squares.
Yeah, the diamond thingy or whatever it is.
I think she's going to go into a vision at Ichabod or somebody's request to get more information out of him. And that's her astral projection, and she's drawing him, and she's drawing things in the vision. She's probably drawing that in real life, too. Why would she have a sketch pad at the table with him?
Yeah.
Also, she's like talking to him and asking questions, and she's smiling and comfortable. She's tricking him, I think. So I think this is kind of an interesting thing where they're trying to feel out the weakness. Because if anyone's going to find out Dreyfus's weakness, wouldn't it be his daughter figure?
Yeah, someone who he sees as not being a threat. You know, someone who he's just like, oh, you know, this is just a girl that, you know, I don't have to have my guard up around. She's nothing. She's smart, but she's not, you know, she's not hunting me or something like that.
Courtney Levitt says, interesting theory, but Molly didn't know who Dreyfus was unless she was playing dumb. The visions are happening at different times.
Okay.
Like, I don't think that him and her have to be in a vision at the same time. I think he was having a vision of the future because she hasn't had that vision where she's talking to him yet.
Okay.
I don't know. They're playing with time a lot right now, so it's so weird.
Yeah, you're right. If they're playing with time like that, what you're saying is he's having a vision that she hasn't yet had.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool way to play with the time.
He's meeting her astral projection that she hasn't yet sent out.
Wow, that's a cool way to play with time. Which once again, he's looking at alternate futures or alternate possible futures. So
that's the only thing I can think of for her to be that young, though.
On those, yeah, for him to even bank on those is kind of crazy. Being as smart as he is, he should know that these are possible futures. This isn't definitely what's going to happen. And no matter how many nails you lay on, you might not ever know.
So here's the real question, though, was the only reason she was having those visions connected to Dreyfus, or he was having them connected to her because she had the tablet? Because, like, Ichabod hasn't had a vision of the future yet, but there's nothing saying that he couldn't because he is also a witness.
Yes.
So is it because she's prophetic with these drawings? Is it like we haven't really quite
because he's more of a fighter and she's more of a kind of like a I don't know, you know, energies kind of oracle-ish person.
Jacob Albert says it seems too smart for Fox. But they've done some cool stuff this season.
Yeah,
they've done some cool stuff this season.
Like glass starts cracking.
I know.
But I
Moloch
think
comes out
for this episode. For this episode, we're in 9. I think we're 5 and 4. I think we have 5 good episodes for. Well, I'd say 5, 1, and 3. We got 5, 1, okay, and then 3 was just like we had to get through these.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say this is a
better than last season.
A winning season. This season might not get you into the playoffs, but it's a winning season.
Well, if there's anything you've seen is that getting into the playoffs, you can still get knocked out in the first game.
Oh, very true.
Ouch.
But I'm very interested to see where they take this, especially as far as Jake's new commitment to this new information and also his training. I was wondering maybe if he could get some training in with Jenny, learn some fighting skills, a little something, train a little sparring, get some rapport.
She ain't into that, man. He needs some werewolf in him. He needs some lycanthropy for Jenny to even pay attention to him.
He needs to wolf out a little bit.
A little bit.
Get
maybe
some
win a few
wolf.
eating contests.
Yeah.
Wolf out.
Wolf out and then win a basketball game, full wolf. Just, hair everywhere and just.
Oh man, you never go full wolf.
Never go full wolf. But I think this episode was solid. We didn't really move a lot, but I think this episode was solid.
Yeah,
and I think we're starting to see Job I think more on Job's side, I think we're starting to see a breakup happen. Starting to see a break.
I didn't really get the whole monster death thing. It didn't really make sense to me that they needed to do a ritual too. I think it should have been more of her unsummoning him, in a way.
Or just being kind of maybe I've outgrown you, or thank you for your service kind of thing. And, maybe she hugs him and he disappears or something. I don't know.
Be like, bruh, you've been hitting the gym a little bit too much lately.
You're not cozy anymore. Get out of here.
You ain't cozy.
Or maybe, they could have flipped it into him being like a golem for her because she can't do any fighting. That could be kind of cool. Maybe
they don't have the budget for that.
They don't have a budget for that.
John Cena doesn't want to get in that costume again.
What if he opened the door, when he kicked in the door and the school was like, John Cena! That would have been hilarious and bad, but I would have loved this episode. This would have shot straight to best episode of the series for me.
And you know what I never really was kind of annoying too was the whole aspect of the levers for the library where it's like locked down. Like, oh, this third one's stuck. I'll just leave.
Yeah. I was like, yo, is the Ichabod still in there? Like, you just...
Hey, Ichabod! Suck it!
It's like,
I'm out!
It's like the third one stuck, so I don't know. I'll be back. Like, she just left.
We'll send you some Taco Bell! You know you can use the intercom, right?
Yo, Jake yelling at the door was so funny because he's like yelling and he's like yelling frantically, and then all of a sudden Ichabod's like, I think I found a better way. I think I found a better way, Jake. Can you hear me? And then he kept yelling
at the damn door. And the ropes course, they open the show with just like him running like,
yeah, I'm thinking he's in danger. And it's just like some kids having fun. It's just like some kids hanging out and Alex making fun of him. I was just like, man, poor Jake. But at least he's trying. You know, he knows, hey, we're in danger. We're going to have to run. We're going to have to do action rolls and stuff. I got to get ready.
I got to get a six-pack.
Yeah, I got to get...
If my shirt's going to come off this season, I need a six-pack.
Yeah, I got to do some push-ups and, you know, he needs to do everything Rocky did in Rocky 4 when they were playing, what was it, Hearts on Fire or whatever?
Yeah.
It was like when he was running up the mountain and the car couldn't fall. That's what Jake needs to do.
That's what you and me need to do.
Yeah. It's like, the Sleepy Hollow after show. It's like, yes.
Get buff.
Yes.
We just have a poster of freaking Mr. Stitch on the wall. I'll be there soon. I'll be there. I'm going to get there.
We're going to do this.
The Rocky statue just has like a button hanging out of the eye.
Oh, man. But good app. Good app. I'm happy with this one. It's solid.
Solid.
Yeah, solid stuff. Glad I checked it out. I'm happy that the last episodes are looking like they're going to shape up to be pretty solid.
So. Lisa Guerrero says, why didn't she summon Mr. Stitch to pull the lever?
Oh,
because he couldn't fit in there. Better yet, why didn't she summon Dreyfus?
I wonder...
He looks like and has been acting like he's good at fitting into tight spaces.
All right, everyone.
This has been another episode of misogynistic Sleepy Hollow After Show.
We promise that's possibly the last time.
That is the worst joke I've ever made on the show.
Actually, the joke really... There was really nothing wrong with the joke. It was
the context.
But we just promise that's possibly the last time for this season.
Hashtag inappropriate. Hashtag it's not funny.
It's funny, but just a little wrong too.
Very wrong.
Yeah, very wrong.
Is there anything we're forgetting?
I don't think so. I mean, you had the kind of like a little more character building with Thomas and Jenny, but you know they're getting strong. Kind of like, you know, how she felt bad about, you know, my daughter hates me, and it's like, no, she doesn't hate you. It's just, you know, she's becoming a teen. You're supposed to hate your parents. This is what happens. Like, you know, and plus, you know, you have monsters and stuff added in. Of course, it's going to be a little bit.
Holy crap! What? I knew it.
What?
I knew I recognized Alex. God damn it! I don't know why I didn't put two and two together. She's been to the studio before. Rachel Melvin.
Okay, cool.
God, I'm so dumb. I gotta reach out. Hopefully, let's see if we can get her on this season. That'd be great.
All right, cool. See?
God.
And if you guys are following Rachel on Twitter, tell her, stop by. We'd love to have her.
Right.
And she can tell us all about, you know, library books and how to make fun of Jake and, you know.
Was she in Zombievers too?
Now that I have no idea. I have no
Because we had a bunch of actresses from Zombievers in here. Yes, she was. She was one of the actresses for Zombievers. Got it. We can definitely try to get her in here. Cool. Sorry, that was kind of just a big epiphany on my part when I was like, oh, yes, I definitely recognize that name. Cool. All right, that's it for the show, guys. We'll see you guys next week for season 4, episode 10, Insatiable.
All right.
You just don't even know what to say.
We're not going to leave you guys like that.
No Twitter handles, nothing. Just
we're not going to leave you guys like that. Don't forget. Check us out on iTunes. Don't forget to check us out at AfterBuzz TV. Don't forget to hit that like button, and after the stream is over, don't forget to leave a comment, because what you put in the chat does not stay.
Go to iTunes, rate us 5 stars, and leave us a comment. Anakin J.K. Gatsby said, "Do you think the show would be better if Ichabod had powers? Love the podcast. Just wondering, 5 stars. Thank you. I hope he gets some kind of powers or something. It'd be weird to have a witness that doesn't when we have Molly and Abby having.
Well, he kind of has memory ex machina too. Like, that's his power.
He's on the right track, baby. I mean, he was born this way. Sorry for that. You guys can find me on Twitter if you, for ever so reason, would want to, at Stephen Lemieux, STPHENLEMIEUX. I just saw Logan last night, so tweet at me about that. I thought it was great. Where can we find you, Michael Young?
You can find me on the internet, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at OneYoungsta, which is ONEYOUNGSTA. And we gotta do something next week. We gotta bring back Sleepington next week. Sleepington's been on.
Okay, we can bring back Sleepington next week.
Next week, we're doing Sleepington Abbey. We promise you, it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be 2 old ladies over the theme talking about the episode, and you're going to love it.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.